Welcome to the Patriots Lab, where we ain't even trying to make them liberals mad. Cause freedom of speech is what us individuals have. It's the gift when we gab, talking about things that the brainwash cannot mentally grasp, like staying loud and waving our American flags. This is for the free thinkers, wearing their MAGA and wearing the cags. Draining the swamp is the ultimate goal, but the sheeple will swear it's a fad, like it's just a phrase. But when we show them the facts, the fools got nothing to say. And deep government state wanna get up in our face, but hasn't done it yet cause Trump's in the way, trying to protect us from a troublesome fate. And because of that, we'll never lose our faith, plus God keeping us cool and safe. But I still hope we get 4 more years so we could throw a huge parade. I can see it now, Patriots on a float, and POTUS will go down in history as one of the GOATs for making the swamp pay for taking every one of his votes. His enemies are the cancer, whether or not Trump give him the smoke. Now relax it back and take notes as we kick facts with the homie Ray though. Speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we ain't even trying to, we make them liberals mad. I said speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we not even trying to, we make them liberals mad. I said, speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we not even trying to, we make them liberals mad. Speak your mind. It's freedom time. Without even trying to, we make them liberals mad.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Good afternoon. Well, no, it's still morning. Good morning, people, patriots, whoever you consider yourself to be. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You ring that bell so you can get them instant notifications. So when it goes down, you can be around. Let me just make sure before we go any further, I am all linked up where I need to be. Also, I will be getting the links sent out to a couple of individuals already. Remember, if you want to come on the live broadcast, just let your man know, and I will be more than happy to send you the link. You already know where to find me. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Rumble. Where else am I? Truth Social. So we always try to keep it actual and factual. I want to say good morning to Becky Campbell. I want to say good morning to Tanya Tufson. And my man Randy, the genealogist, Rose. Good morning. We're going to get into some actual and factual. But how is everybody doing? Remember, drop your comments. Keep them polite. Let me make sure. Let me get everything out to everybody also before we get started. So make sure you get your cup of coffee. I will also be putting the link up. And let me get that going for you guys and gals also. And it's morning. I'm only on coffee number 1, so y'all gonna have to bear with me for a little bit. And in case you do want to come in here, I'm gonna get this out to Randy the genealogist Rose. Because I know he is up this morning, and anybody else that wants to come on. And if you're watching on YouTube, I will go ahead and put the link up there on YouTube also, so you can go ahead and get the YouTube link. And I appreciate all the support. So y'all make sure y'all keep the love coming. And we're going to get into it. So, it looks like, and you see the title. Can we get any closer? The plot thickens as Devin Archer testifies next. And we're going to get into that. If you don't know who Devin Archer is, he is the longtime close business associate of Hunter Biden, who was also on the board at Burisma during the time that Hunter was there. He's a close family friend and someone with a lot of inside intel, but we will get into that. But before we go any further, I got McCarthy up, and he's basically stating what we basically already had, some type of notion on that the walls are closing in, but we're going to see what McCarthy has to say about it.
McCarthy. Kevin, let's talk about that 1023 form. You had obviously somebody that the FBI relied on. You had an informant that they paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to. He's directly reporting what the head of Burisma is saying about how he's paying Joe and Hunter Biden all of this money, all these millions, to protect them from the investigations that were ongoing. And in fact, we have Joe Biden on tape admitting and bragging about it, and Hunter admitting he had no experience but was paid all this money. What word would you use to describe that incident, if you will?
Well, there's alleged 1023 that claims that they bribed the Bidens. Okay, this was given to the FBI. When Bill Barr finally found out about it, he sent it to his office in Philadelphia. They actually said that this was very credible. The FBI kept this from the IRS individuals for them ever to see it. So not only do they claim that they were bribed, we now find information that 16 out of 17 payments from Romania were provided to the Biden shell companies while he was vice president. When President Biden was running for office, he told the American public that he's never talked about business. He said his family has never received a dollar from China, which we now proved is not true. We now have some of the most credible whistleblowers. These 10-year IRS agents who have come forward said that the Biden family has been treated differently, that what Weiss has told us is different than what Garland and Weiss has told the public. And you're sitting here today where now you have found millions of foreign money, just what the 1023 alleges they did to Biden's family. Now we found that it has funneled through shell companies. If you're sitting in our position today, we would know none of this if Republicans had not taken the majority. We've only followed where the information has taken us. But Hannity, this is rising to the level of impeachment inquiry, which provides Congress the strongest power to get the rest of the knowledge and information needed. Because this president has also used something we have not seen since Richard Nixon, used the weaponization of government to benefit his family and deny Congress the ability to have the oversight.
If we are talking about millions of dollars coming from our top geopolitical foes, and that the Biden family has been corrupted and took in all of this money, and he was complicit in that, wouldn't that mean that we have a criminal enterprise as president of the United States that had to be on every level compromised by countries that are not particularly fond of us?
Well, it's interesting that the Biden family runs, if they say, a company but never had an office and shell companies to be able to pay through. But if they really ran it for foreign countries, why didn't you get money from France, from Germany, from UK? Why does it have to be from China, Romania, in these countries that have real challenges and had problems going through? I believe we will follow this all the way to the end, and this is going to rise to an impeachment inquiry the way the Constitution tells us to do this, and we have to get the answers to these questions.
So, good late morning. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We were just listening to Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy. And I don't know how much more we need to see. But as you can see, it seems to be that they just want to keep piling up evidence on the Biden regime. Coming up, they're going to have a close family friend of the Bidens that's going to be actually testifying in front of Congress. I don't know if y'all know who Devin Archer is, but he is a close personal associate, should I say, to Hunter Biden. And so that will be very interesting. I'd like to say that would be the icing on the cake. The icing on the cake. That's what I'd like to say. It'd be the icing on the cake. But we're gonna switch up to another direction. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell so you can get them instant notifications. And hey, I appreciate y'all for supporting me with those stars. If you don't know what the stars are, those are what help your man keep the platforms up and running. And it's very simple. Just go to it. If you see a stars, hit the stars. It'll send you to the links, tell you where to go. And that's just as simple as that. Let me see what we have here. So, what do we have next on the agenda? Oh, so it seems that the chef for Barack Obama had an accident, in a paddleboarding accident. We're gonna go ahead and play the clip. Let y'all see the clip, and then I'm gonna give you my partake in what I think, as I always do. And we're going to get into it. Just listen to this here.
We're seeing images of the Obama family chef who died on Martha's Vineyard. His body was found near a pond near the Obama home after a paddleboarding trip. All right, David Wade back in studio tracking details that are still coming into our newsroom, David.
Yeah, Chris, the Obama family says they're grieving tonight the loss of Tafari Campbell. On Sunday, Martha's Vineyard police say they got a call about a man who went under the water in Edgartown's Great Pond. Another paddleboarder actually saw it unfold but was unable to get to him. State police say emergency crews spent hours searching for Campbell but sadly recovered his body this morning. The Virginia man worked at the White House as a sous chef, and in this official video was seen working on brewing an official beer for 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, President Obama offered Campbell a job to work for his family when he was leaving the White House, and Campbell took it. In a statement tonight, President Obama said, "Tafari was a beloved part of our family. When we first met him, he was a talented sous chef at the White House, creative and passionate about food and its ability to bring people together." In the years that followed, we got to know him as a warm, fun, extraordinarily kind person who made all of our lives a little bit brighter. By the way, the Obamas were not at the home at the time. Tafari Campbell was married with twin boys. The investigation into his death continues. Chris?
All right, David.
Okay. Now, for those who are watching, you might, it might not mean too much to you, but he died in a drowning, and it's just striking that it brings a parallel to what I'm about to show you now. And a lot of you might not have been aware of this. So we're just going to play this, and then I'm going to go into what I do. Give you my 2 cents on things. If I can, let me see if I have it here. Okay, yeah, I got it right here. Let's go. Let's see if I can get to it. So, here we have. Get down here. The sudden death of top chef in the Clinton White House has triggered sensational claims there may be more to his untimely demise than meets the eye. Then First Lady Hillary Clinton hired Walter Scheib, whose body was found on June 21st in a remote area of New Mexico as White House executive chef in April 1984. This says that Walter prepared the first couple's meals daily and could have known intimate secrets that threatened to derail Hillary's presidential run. A former member of the Clintons' inner circle told the National Enquirer. Now, we know we don't put too much faith in National Enquirer. Where am I at here? But, it just seems to be. Let me get this taken down. Can I get that? It just seems to me that it was just a coincidence that two chefs of a Democratic president just seem to drown. Good morning, Mr. Genealogist Randy Rhodes. How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. Yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And let me just clear this thought, and then I'll give you the segue real quick. Good morning, Breck Maddox. Good morning, Sylvan Bazzelli, Rachel Jackson, Becky Kimball, Tanya Tulferson. I want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning. Now, the thing that gets me, I'm gonna get back to the first case real quick with Obama's chef. May he rest in peace. This is the thing that gets me. They have photos of him, Obama. They, on those walk up paddle boards, the ones you stand on, the surfboards that you stand on, then you have the paddle and stuff like that. They say Obama likes to do that in Hawaii and stuff like that. Now they're saying that the chef was out there on one of these things and somehow drowned. Okay, I understand that. This is what I don't understand. There's numerous posts and pictures of this man on vacation with his wife stating he does not know how to swim. I repeat, there are pictures and posts of the chef simply stating that he didn't know how and still doesn't know how to swim. Riddle me this. If a person doesn't know how to swim, why is he going to go out there without having a life raft on? A life vest? That's what I don't understand. That's like a person jumping off a roof, 14-story building without a parachute. So, I mean, only thing I can do is just say, I don't know. I don't know. He don't know how to swim, but yet he's out there drowned with no life vest on. It just don't make sense to me. But then when I find out that the Clintons chef mysteriously, with some speculations that people seem to think it was some false play action, he drowned. You know, when you cook for these people, you tend to be privy in the air. Anybody see that movie, The Butler? With what's my brother name? Witherspoon. The Butler, Danny Glover. Okay, and you see all the presidents that he served, all the conversations that he was privy to. You know when you, huh?
Reese Witherspoon?
What was it? Reese Witherspoon? Was he the butler? Yeah, he was the butler.
So
It wasn't that. Was it Danny Glover who played the butler?
My wife is saying Reese Witherspoon.
Okay.
No TV.
Okay, that's his name then. It wasn't Danny Glover. It was he played in Eagle Eye too. He played that movie Eagle Eye.
My wife knows her TV, so I'm not going to correct her.
That's my man with the dead eye, I think. That's my man with the dead eye. But man, you get to be privy to some conversations, when you're bringing in, and if I think it was Obama, I would hope to say, when you're bringing in the macaroni and cheese and collard greens, and you're bringing in that fried chicken, and you're serving them up, and they in the middle of a conversation, you just privy to some stuff that you might not want to be around and be privy to. What do you think about that, Randy? Coincidinky?
The death ratio, first off, on the Democrat, party, the death ratio is sky high compared to Republicans. But when it comes to the Obama and the Hillary family, crime families, it's not a healthy long-term relationship with them. They, what's the score with Hillary? Like 19 right now or something like that? I mean, my God.
Allegedly.
Well, whatever. Say allegedly if you want. Don't keep it clean. But I think she's got something going on with the mafia, But it's like you're saying, if the guy, is on record, at least, someone has a video of him saying that, he cannot swim, and he's in a situation where maybe he's at a picnic or some kind of family gathering, and he's at a pond, and then saying, "Hey, let's go paddle, let's go paddle boarding," and he's there, and there's no life jackets. And come on, Dad, let's go paddle boarding. Oh, no, son, no, darling. It's not for me. You guys go. Go ahead. And oh, come on, Dad, let's go. Oh, no, there's no life jackets. Oh, come on, you're safe. It's only 8 foot deep in the pond. You can drown in 2 feet of water. Either there's no life jackets available, or none was made available to him, or he decided to, brave it without a life jacket, or, there was video of him talking about a beer that they made in the White House that maybe they were trying to patent this beer that they made in the White House, or maybe he overheard something that he shouldn't overheard, or maybe he saw, Michelle Obama in the nude he probably shouldn't have, and find out that she was actually a Michael and not a Michelle.
Nah, hey Randy, you know why this don't make sense? See, and I ain't tooting my horn or nothing like that, but hey, I've been around people with money, and I've been around people that got toys and stuff, water toys. You know what I mean? And one of those things cost money. And I can almost guarantee that there were probably like 4, 5 of them, because they were probably all over there with some jet skis and stuff, because they probably do this stuff for family outings. Ain't no one person just going out on one of them things. Probably just for the family and stuff like that. So I am totally almost sure there's life vests hanging up and everything. They got the little gathering area and stuff for the family, and get the equipment hooked up and going out in the water and all that. Because ain't nobody lugging one of them big things. Them things are heavy. Down from no parking lot. I mean, it was at his crib. So I'm sure they got a little area, and then they launch it off into the water. So why would he go and do this without just taking a minute and strapping a vest on? Because I know there was probably numerous ones, all different sizes to choose from, because you never know, what type of group sizes is going to be down there, So I'm sure there was stuff that he could choose from. Why? Why risk it and say, because I'm sure, he was a brother, so I am sure he was like, yo, there's a chance this shit gonna tip over. I ain't trusting it. There's a chance this shit gonna tip over on my ass while I'm out there. So let me go ahead, not just one, Let me strap on a couple of these mugs. That's how a brother gonna think. Brother ain't going out there and just, come on, man. Come on. Nah, that defies all logic.
So you're thinking someone dumped him over the side?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I didn't say that. I'm just saying how I think my people think. If I'm just using me for an example because I know we think different. I know we think different. Like you go to the beach. You can go out to the beach and look within 5 feet, you see black people. Go past 50 feet, you don't see us.
So what are the dimensions of this pond? Any idea how big this pond is?
Obviously big enough for him to drown.
Well, I mean, he drowned for God's sake.
Well, it was up there on Martha Vineyard. It was up the vineyard, so it could have been one of them inlets, one of them. Because it could.
Vineyard. Okay, that explains everything. Martha Vineyard people don't want, they don't want the colored people in Martha Vineyards. So they probably saw him and thought that he got left behind with the bus people.
Oh no! He was the chef, bro. They knew who he was. They knew who he was. They knew who he was. He was the chef. It wasn't like he was the electrician. It wasn't like he worked for General Electric. Everybody knew who fixed the food for Barack. Believe that. Believe that. His name got around. His name got around. His name got around. I guess
too many people are dying around, the Hillarys and the Obamas to make this, anything other than the fact that they're.
Is it all a coincidence? It could just all be. It could just all be a coincidence that tragedy just follows people.
Follows the Obamas and the
Hey,
Hillarys.
bro, Epstein was just a tragedy with the spotlight on him. That's it. I mean, it just something that just happened. All the cameras just went out at the same time. The guards went to sleep. Everything just, bro, it just happened.
Twilight Zone, right? Is that what you're trying to say it is?
I mean, look what we dealing with right now. It's just like I was just showing a clip of Kevin McCarthy. I mean, hold on before we go any further. Before I even roll into that, let me go ahead and roll this clip, and then we'll get into it because I really don't want to play the clip. But damn it, I'm gonna play it.
Just because I'm here, right?
There have been questions about the work your son has done in China and for a Ukrainian energy company when you were vice president. In retrospect, was anything about those relationships inappropriate or unethical?
Nothing was unethical. Here's what the deal. With regard to Ukraine, we had this whole question about whether or not, because he was on the board, I later learned of a Burisma, a company, that somehow I had done something wrong. Yet every single solitary person, when he was going through his impeachment, testifying under oath who worked for him, said, I did my job impeccably. I carried out U.S. policy. Not one single solitary thing was out of line. Not a single thing, number one. Number two, the guy who got in trouble in Ukraine was this guy trying to bribe the Ukrainian government to say something negative about me, which they would not do and did not do because it never, ever, ever happened. My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about, China. I have not had, the only guy made money from China is this guy. He's the only one. Nobody else has made money from China.
President Trump, let me ask my question to you.
But could I just one thing?
Very quickly.
His son didn't have a job for a long time, was sadly no longer in the military service. I won't get into that. And he didn't have a job. As soon as he became vice president, Burisma, not the best reputation in the world. I hear they paid him $183,000 a month. Listen to this. 183, and they gave him a $3 million upfront payment.
All right.
And he had no energy
I'm going to let the Vice President
That's
respond to that quickly, and
100%
then I need to get to a
dishonest.
question to you. Very
No
quickly, Mr.
basis for
Vice
that. Everybody investigated that. No one said anything he did was wrong in Ukraine.
So we can go back, way back, and thank God for Donald Trump, because if it wasn't for Donald Trump, we wouldn't know any of this shit. We wouldn't know any of it. We wouldn't know any of it. Wouldn't know any of it. Wouldn't know any of it. Oh wow, where do I begin? If you voted for it, okay. That's water under the bridge. I've decided to give you a pass on that one, because even I don't believe that you thought that they were as evil and as manipulative. I hope I said that right. But I have to give you a pass on it, America. But what I won't give you a pass on, I was talking with a gentleman just a couple of minutes before I went on the air, why I ran a little late. Y'all know him, AJ Andrews, great patriot. We got a lot of great things coming. He was just informing me, making me aware of. But what I won't give you a pass on, because what I see, like I was telling him, because I hold no punches, what I see for some reason is still in America that refuses to I guess stand up should still be the word. Make your voices heard. However you want to reference it, however you want to phrase it, you still aren't at that point yet. Like everything, you're sitting back taking it in like a novel, like a movie. Some in awe. I don't blame you. I'd be in awe also. Some not knowing what to do, but wanting to do something. But what I can say is doing nothing is not working. And it's not going to work. So McCarthy says we're going to impeach him. They impeach him. Kamala Harris takes over. The agenda continues, because bottom line is there's no way this decrepit old man is running anything other than diarrhea at this time. So
Did you say what I just thought you said?
that was a good one.
Did you
But
say, yeah.
he ain't running it. So he's just going to be a chess piece eliminated from the chessboard,
Did you say diarrhea?
replaced by another piece. A lesser, well, a more powerful piece, because maybe less intelligent but more competent, if you understand that. Less intelligent but more competent, because Joe's a smart son of a sucker, but he just ain't got it no more. Kamala, she just dumb. There ain't no compensation for dumb and stupidity. Y'all see they let her off the leash again? So now she's out talking about how Florida is putting out a racist curriculum. How Florida is putting out a racist curriculum. What do you think about that, Randy?
I heard that, and you know, I think someone could give her a box of crayons, and she could pull out 3/4 of the crayons and see their racist colors. Nothing surprises me about the left when it comes to racism. They are continually trying to divide this nation. I was surprised. I really was surprised about the other day. I was listening to the American Rebellion, and William, for years I have been saying, ever since the Democrat Socialist Communist Party has stolen the 2020 election and then the 2022 election, that I said the only way we on the right save our nation is through a civil war. That is the only way. Okay. And there are individuals who shoot me down saying, how are we going to have a civil war against a leadership that has access to the United States military? And I come back with, well, I hope that there's enough men and women in the military who swore the oath that says that they will defend our nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And they realize that the leadership in the White House is and can be considered a domestic enemy based on everything that they've done to effectively destroy this nation. And for a long time, Jerry on the American Rebellion has always gone against me, against my comments. But a couple episodes ago, he actually agreed with my comments. That he says that at this point, he sees that is the only way out to save this nation because of the continued evidence against the individuals in the White House and everything that they're doing to destroy this nation. And he made it quite clear that was hard for him to say. And it's hard for me to say, 'cause I don't want to see a civil war, but I don't see any other way of us saving this nation. And, when you see, all the evidence, I mean, come on, you're saying, the chef that drowned in the pond. I mean, it's like you're saying, William, what person would go on that board, that water board without a life jacket? I mean, that's safety one. And if he's with other people, that's on them too. Hey, where's your life jacket? You can't go out there without a life jacket. And I'm sure he's with. I don't know all the specifics about that. I just heard that today when I woke up.
Right.
That the chef drowned. That's all I know. Obama's chef drowns in the pond. So I don't know if he was with a group of people or whatever. And well, the Obamas weren't home. So let's get that out of the way. The Obamas weren't home.
Well,
Cocaine's found in the White House, but the Bidens weren't home. It's not you. Okay. So I don't know the specifics there. And something about the body. Did they find the body or did they find the body?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they found the body.
I know something about find the body. It took a while to find the body or something like that.
You know what? You know what's funny about the I was just trying to look it up and I can't find it, but that's how YouTube does it. It's funny. The person that DeSantis got to be on the board to basically oversee everything of this curriculum down in Florida, he's actually a descendant of slaves. It was actually structured. The panel was structured that way for a reason. But she does what she always does, and comes out and has been given permission to once again, flame the stoke the flames of racism and everything else under the sun, taking everything out of context. Just another thing that they do deliberately to, in my opinion, to deceive people and to make people try to hate one another.
Well, that's
And this is all an election ploy to try to make Americans hate Florida, because you need Florida in election time, and this is
right.
them turning on DeSantis also. So it's all part of in my opinion, part of a bigger play here. What do you think?
Well, yeah, that's what Democrats do. I mean, Democrats throw out this fake narrative, because the Democrats are great for throwing out the fake narrative. They know it's fake. They know it's a lie. Get it out there, stoke the fire, right? Get people upset, about something they have no idea that that's fake information. Run it for several days. Get everyone pissed off, and was that a mistake? Oh, we're wrong. Oh, but that's on page 12. It's not on page 1 where all these stoking of the fake information is. That's what the View is great for. That's you had this 4 or 5 or 6 people get shot in a mass shooting, and it's a white dude doing it, and to find out that he was Asian. Oh, but then that's on page 12. But page 1 is a white guy shooting all these people up with an M16, right? But then on page 12 is Asian guy with a handgun shoots 12 people. You know what I mean?
But they don't bother to clear it up front page like they put it out
Yeah,
there.
right.
Gaslighting.
There you go.
It's just all about gaslighting, and then like you say, retract on page 12.
Yeah.
Retract on page 12. But the walls are, and you might not believe it, but the walls are closing in. I don't know where that's going to leave us. I was just talking about with the American people. I don't know where that leaves us, but Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. He's getting ready to fall. Oh yeah, whether he falls by our sword, or if he falls by their sword, Joe is getting ready to go down. Now we got Devin Archer coming out Monday. Hunter Biden's ace, boom, coon. Hunter Biden's road dog. This is a person. We're not talking about no Bobolinsky. We're not talking about no whistleblowers of the IRS that did a money trail and found all the actual and factual and came back with receipts on them. We're not talking about that. We're talking about an individual who actually partook of the fruits of the Biden treasury, that actually sat on the board of Burisma along with Hunter, that actually knew the big guy personally. And I told y'all this way back because it's just common sense. At the end of the day, Don't y'all watch First 48? At the end of the day, don't nobody want to go to jail. At the end of the day, don't nobody want to leave their family. Especially, come on, I was about to say especially when they got the good. Yeah, especially when they got the goods on you. But when you just for some reason think the vacation's gonna go on forever because you were promised that. See, it's Joe Biden.
Someone's at the door. It's your neighbor saying, keep the noise down.
No. That was just my cousin coming in. But where was that? Remind me, where was I?
About Joe Biden.
Oh. Now, yeah, this is about Joe Biden. Now, this is the thing about Joe. I got to give it to him. Joe Biden's powerful. He never thought it was coming from within. See, when you know you the big dog on the block and you can bully everybody on the block, you and your boys, y'all go down and y'all know y'all beating up everybody in the neighborhood. You and your boys got those boys over there handling. Y'all the good ones. And then one day, you and 3 of your partners walk down the street and y'all getting ready to roll up on 2-3 dudes that y'all handled on numerous occasions. So you like, yo, we got this. We about to go handle this again. And you standing there. And then out of nowhere, dude standing right next to you. Blindside you out of nowhere. One of your own that you felt so secure that you let your guard down because you thought he was on your team. The whole time, oh boy, that cold cock you. His uncle is homeboys with they peoples over. It go back. It go back before you. And they finally had a choice to make. Joe Biden never thought in a million years he was going to get sacrificed by his own people.
But
you know what? You know what? I'm glad somebody's got the courage to take him down.
I think it's finally coming down where, finally, and I'm giving McCarthy and Marjorie Taylor Greene and some of the other dudes a lot of the credit because finally the dirt, the dirt that has some grime to it, that's actually got some crust to it, that's actually going to stick to the overalls, is actually going to bring together enough dirty laundry is going to bring to the court system enough that's going to cause the Supreme Court, whoever else that has to bring down the cartel that has taken over the White House and part of the judicial system. And I think that the several of the members on the left who partook of the takeover of the White House are starting to realize, hey, we're facing treason charges. We're facing some serious felony charges. We're facing lifetime in federal prison charges. I'm not going to go down with that guy if I can start turning over some evidence that's going to, take away some of these charges. And I think that's what's starting to happen here. They're starting to realize that, I have an opportunity to, review some information that's going to make it a little bit easier on me. And I think that's why Joe Biden and Hunter are starting to feel the pressure.
But this is okay. This is a question for you now. We see everybody rolling over on Joe Biden and, like you say, the cartel. And I want to kind of branch this off in different sections. We see everybody rolling over on Joe Biden and his family. Joe Biden and his family. Joe Biden and his family. Reason I repeated that a couple of times is because what we have to stay focused on, and it's very important if you're watching to understand what we got to stay focused on is Joe Biden and his family is just a piece of something bigger. Because, I mean, eventually you're going to have the mainstream media going after him. You're going to have people that's not so talking about his age so much. They're still keeping him propped up because, like I said, he's not the one calling the shots here. So when they're fully done with him, they will dispose of him. This is my question.
Like a dirty diaper.
What do we do? It don't do no good if I don't care that the Biden and the dirty Biden family are gone. Okay, that's just Joe Biden and Joe Biden's family that was able to benefit off of something bigger. What are we going to do about that something bigger? This is what I confront the American people with. This is what I confront the American people with. It's the same thing that I confront the citizens of Chicago with. You get rid of Lori Lightfoot, and now look what you got. So we get rid of Biden, what are we left with? The same agenda under different leadership. Notice I said leadership. Leaders don't make the shot, don't make the call all the time. They take orders. Your generals that are out there on the battlefield, they take orders. But they're leaders. We're leaders. If you got the right mindset, you could be a leader. Oh, what we got? I've been neglecting. Michelle, hello. Good afternoon. What's the penalty for treason? Well, you already know, girl. It is death.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump implemented it back by firing squad. And I was so glad he did that. I was so glad he did that.
Before that, the law was death by hanging.
Yeah, but his family's adamant hunters. He likes that. I don't know. That's just me saying it. They're hunters. I mean, they don't they like shooting.
Correct.
So
up into Trump, the penalty for treason was hanging.
I still think they can do hanging. He just re-implemented death by firing squad.
You have a choice. You have a choice now: death by hanging or death by firing squad. And the thing with firing squad is there's 12 guys, only one has a live bullet.
But really, American people, what about the ghost? What about the ghost in the room? That's what you got to ask yourself. Because
that's why you need a genealogy to find that ghost.
If you stay stacked, I don't want to find out. You don't want to find out you were related to the Bidens. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But if you do want to know, not where you at, but where you come from, get with Randy the genealogist Rhodes. All roads lead back to.
You'll find your ghost.
He'll find the ghost of your past. But where are we at? Okay, so this is the new thing. We got some new things. Let me make sure I get them in order. We got some new things. Okay. The first one, not in biz. Okay. The first one, we have some change of change of language that's very noticeable now within the Democrats. New talking point. Now every time they have to blame something on the people that been running the show. They got to emphasize that it's one of Donald Trump appointees. Like Donald Trump was born into this game with his own political squad when he came down. Like when he came down the escalator, he had a bus of his own people behind him. America, don't fall for that game. We all know that Donald Trump came into the scene by himself. So everybody else that was in the game before Trump came down the escalator and got in the game, they was already in the game. They already knew the game. And so anybody that's corrupt or that did some crazy stuff on Donald Trump's watch, he don't know. He just had to rely on who he had to rely on. So, but that's the new talking point. Well, so and so did this. Well, he was appointed by Donald Trump, so it must be right. That's what they want y'all to think. Don't fall for the okie doke. Just because Donald Trump appointed somebody, that don't deter them from doing bad stuff against Donald Trump. No, they're still part of the establishment. Understand? They're still part of it. Unless Donald Trump came with him down the escalator, he trusted no one. He had to find out the hard way sometimes, because he had to put his faith in somebody. Hell, he put his faith in scientists. I mean, look where that got him. But yeah, that's the new talking point. What's another talking point real quick before I turn it over to Randy? Oh, another talking point. President Biden was not in business with his son. Notice how quick that changed. Do y'all remember when it used to be President Biden never had any conversations with his son about the business? Remember that? That was it right there. Never had no conversations with his son about the business. Oh no, that's not the main talking point no more. Now the new talking point is Joe Biden was never in business with his son, because we've already established the fact that this man, he might not remember he knew, because that's how old people get. You know how you gotta remind grandma sometime, yeah, grandma, it's me, your grandson. Yeah, so Joe, with the old age, in my opinion, is having a loss of memory issues. So we have to remind him, Joe, Devin Archer's getting ready to come out and remind America, you had plenty of conversations with your son about business. Yes, Joe. And there's no way you're going to convince me that Hunter Biden is big dogging it so big that he can go sit down with heads of states and shit like that. Hunter, by his, see, that's Hunter. Just talk, Hunter dealing with Chinese by himself. Hunter, just imagine it, people. Hunter Biden solo dealing with Ukraine energy boards. Hunter Biden by himself now. That's all you got to think about. Whether you think Joe Biden helped him or not, just sit back and be like, Hunter Biden, you went over to Ukraine. First of all, let me look at your background. Let me look at your skills. Let me see what you got. Let me see what you've been working with. Okay. All right. I see that. Okay. And you took that shit and went with that resume and turned that shit over to the Burisma. And they were like, yeah, we need this. This is what we need. We need a crackhead. This is what we need. Go ahead, Randy.
Tell you what, let's change the page here now. let's go to the other side of the world. I've been trying to follow what's going on over in Ukraine, and from the sources that I've been seeing, I guess they're trying to say that it might finally be grinding to an end here pretty soon. For a couple of things, Zelensky's went on the air and saying that he's running out of men, and that that was one thing, that he's running out of men. And there's another one where this reporter in Ukraine was interviewing this Ukrainian mother. She looked to be like, I don't know, maybe her 60s, and her husband. And they're obviously in this nursing home or rehab home or something like that. And you got to keep in mind, unfortunately, in nations like that, their facilities are 20, 30, 40, 50 years behind us as far as their abilities to give proper, care to their patients. And here's her son, who obviously has mental issues. You can see his whole facial. He's handicapped. There's no doubt about it. And the mother is all up in arms because this poor guy was delivered. He was being drafted, and the mother was showing his draft papers that he just received to report for active duty in the Ukrainian army. And the mother was crying and trying to see, how is my son even anywhere near physically fit, if not mentally fit, to report to active duty. And so she was trying to plead with the reporter to help in any way she can to keep her son from going to active duty. I mean, William, if their army is at a point where they're going to the mental facilities to recruit patients, that's pretty sad. And then there's the video, and I hate to say it, but I actually watched 14 minutes of it. And there was a warning. I would say there was a warning beforehand. And I said, yeah, okay, there's a warning. God, how bad could it be? It's on Twitter, So I watched it, and I regret it every freaking second of it. But the Russians had just finished laying thousands upon thousands of mines in this open field. An open field, William, okay? And the Ukrainian army, get this, the Ukrainian army sent their infantry and their artillery, their tanks, the Abrams, the freaking tanks that we gave them, brand spanking freaking tanks, into this open field without even checking it for mines. Well, you can guess the freaking outcome, William. The whole damn brigade was freaking wiped out. And then he brought up these armored vehicles with the attempt to rescue the wounded infantrymen who got their damn legs blown off. Okay? So these armored vehicles are rolling up, trying to avoid the tracks where the tanks were that got blown up. And they roll up to where these wounded guys were, and they open up the armored door, right? And these poor damn medics, they come out of the safety and security of his armored vehicle, and they jump out onto the ground, and they blow up. Obviously, these people are not trained properly. And I'm thinking to myself, and I've seen the caption many times in other posts, that Zelensky is sending these soldiers into the meat grinder, and that's exactly what he's doing. Somewhere along the line, someone's got to tell this guy he's not cut out to be a leader and to bring this whole damn thing to an end. They got to. Because before you know it, either one of two things is going to happen. He's going to start bringing his women into the battle, or something's going to happen that's going to bring NATO into the war, which is going to bring the United States into the war. And that's what we don't want. You're quiet.
I was just waiting my turn. I have a tendency of jumping in before it's time. But it's a very sad situation. But and I'm a firm believer of this, and everything I say is just my opinion. Every move that Zelensky makes is not his move. And I firmly believe that. When people are, especially people of influence and power, are in one way or another aiding and abetting when they're supposed to be doing the opposite, you're working for a bigger agenda than being the president of Ukraine. Even Zelensky's just like Joe Biden, in my opinion. But people have to understand that, and this goes way back. But I've always told people, but we've stayed focused primarily on the issues at home. This is not an American situation. This is not an American problem. This is not an American agenda. Everything that is going on and that is taking place, even though taking place independently, are all pieces to a bigger puzzle. Zelensky is not sitting there making presidential decisions. He's being told when to make presidential decisions. There's no way we giving this man 1 red cent and not dictating what goes on. You know, we've just sent thousands of troops, reservists, over into that region. But yet he's sending his men out to get slaughtered. So if not to lose the battle against Russia, because let's understand, this is just a battle. There are small battles that take place within a war. The battle between Russia and Ukraine is a small battle within a global war. So he's not sending them out there for, and notice now, they're going to places, like you stated, that have already been set with mines. Why? Just because you're Ukrainian don't mean you're stupid. So why are you going out willing to lose all of these lives without first checking or at least knowing when the first couple of explosions go off or whatever. But no, you just continue to keep sending. Why hasn't Vladimir, and this is just things I ask, if this was such an extreme war, why hasn't Vladdy just gotten it over with? I mean, if this was such an important war, and see, if you don't understand and don't know, please go and educate yourself. If this was such an important war, why would this country say, I no longer say the Biden administration, why would this government support Ukraine to fight against Russia, but at the same time support Iran, who then in return support Russia? That doesn't make any sense. They're fighting against themselves. With your money and your lives. Go ahead, Rand.
You know, the least that they should have done, the least. And the other thing too that they're saying is that Zelensky lacks the air power to give the armored divisions one of the generals who was critiquing what happened with this armored brigade said that one of the things that the Russians have going for them when they make an attack, they have the infantry, they have the armor, and they have the air superiority to give them the air coverage to give them protection, the three layers. The Ukrainians don't have that third tier of protection. They don't have that air coverage anymore because they've lost their air cover, and that's one of the things that Zelensky doesn't have.
He's not going to have it because this battle is not made for him to win. And once you realize it, it's just like us sitting here trying to keep figuring out why this shit here is going on. Because obviously the powers to be that are doing whatever they're doing is doing this. We're sitting through a Jeffrey Dahmer. We're sitting through one of the movies. What the hell, man? We're sitting through one of them type of movies. And just like you say, you don't understand why Zelensky would go and sacrifice all of those people. It's one of those damn movies that we're living through.
You would think someone somewhere along the lines would say, why in the hell, is Zelensky slaughtering his people in a war he knows he can't win? Why in the hell is the American government supporting a war where people are being slaughtered, not to mention the citizens are being slaughtered? Where is, where...
That has to... They want to make people get to the point where they feel Ukraine is helpless and NATO has to step in order to save them. We have to have our troops in there because guess what? All the Ukrainian troops are gone and oh gosh, we have to send in American troops and allied troops and NATO and everything. That's why. And in order to justify what they want to do, they have to eliminate the stuff unnecessarily. I mean, at least that's the only thing I can think of. Now, maybe it makes sense to you out there, Patriot Nation, but does that make sense? Get rid of all Ukrainian troops, all the tanks, everything, and then be like, well, damn, if we don't step in, he's going to take over Ukraine. So they're going to find some way of manipulating it to where we have to sit back and say, well, damn, yeah, y'all better hurry up and step in before he go in there and take over Ukraine because they ain't got nobody protecting them.
The real sad thing about this, William, is that a handful of people are becoming filthy rich upon the blood and the bodies of hundreds of thousands of men and women.
Well,
And that,
shit. How many wars do you want to go back?
well, I
How
know.
many? How many wars do you want to go back?
I'm just being nostalgic.
I can only start when the first time I ever heard about the money off of the war machine was what was his name? I forgot his Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney. They call him the war machine. Boy, him and I was like, what the hell is that? And then when I figured it out, I was like, wow, okay. So this is a big business.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, at least that's what I hear. You ain't got no battles and no wars. Guess what? And you might not like it, but there are people and companies that literally gain profit, whether out of necessity or whatever, but they literally gain profit from battles and wars. So I would think that if you want to keep something going, you got to make sure you generate enough revenue, and then in order for that, you got to make sure you got customers for your product. And how do you have customers for battle shit? You got to create battles.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion. Don't go quote me. That's just my brain trying to think like with some common sense. I'm like, I mean, that's just me. That's just me. I mean, shit. They coming out with tanks and you know, the president the other day coming out letting the world know that we ain't got we running low on ammunition. So
Yeah.
I mean,
we're almost out of tanks and armored vehicles ourselves. Oh, this is
hey neighbor, I'm almost out of ammunition. You can come in a little bit. Let's keep firing.
Yeah.
I mean, but who is that? Who is that to? I mean, is that to let the bullet manufacturers know, steam up the engines? We get ready to start making some ammunition, or you know, well, why y'all making some ammunition? Well, we told y'all months ago we were running low. Why would you need ammunition to feed a war? You think? I don't know, man. I don't know. Daniel, what's up? Daniel Jackson's in that building. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Money off everything, money off everything, money off everything. So come to find out, my president, yep, I said it, my president.
Oh my God, I'm going to have a heart attack.
They impeached my president for the truth. Listen, people, listen what I said. Listen, Linda. They impeached Donald Trump for the truth. Y'all remember that perfect phone call? Y'all remember when he had that phone call with Zelensky over there in Ukraine? And Zelensky was running to handle shit. So he thought. And Donald was like, well shit, since you trying to do some things, I need you to do me a favor. I heard some crazy stuff going down over there with Biden and the people over there. I need you to see if you can dig around and see what the hell is going on. I need to know. Now, any sane, credible, reputable sheriff, chief of the police, head of anything, especially the president, when you know there's some dirty shit going down, that's what I love about Donald Trump. He knew there was some dirty shit going down and he wasn't afraid to call it out. It's like your wife girlfriend catch you out with another girl and then she go tell your wife and you go home and your wife confronts you. What the hell you gonna say? With me? You gonna be like, man, she lying. She lying. I don't know why she's saying that. She lying. That's just what's going on here. It's crazy. So they impeached him for doing what he said they was doing. They impeached him for the truth. He said there was some not so kosher shit going down there, and guess what? Guess what? Well, damn it. I told him if he didn't have that if he wasn't fired in 6 hours, damn it, he wasn't getting that money. And guess what? By golly, he was fired. He was fired. Fired that ass. He thought I was bullshitting. They said call Barack. I said call him. I'm bigger than Barack. Because let's face it. We all know Barack was just another piece on the chessboard. Barack was just another pawn on the board. Barack was a one-hit wonder for black folk. That's what Barack was. Barack was a one-hit wonder for black folk that did 2 terms. Just enough to get black America distracted to make Democrats seem to be good guys. Oh, were they wrong? Oh, were they so wrong? They so wrong I can't begin to tell you how wrong they was. But what's up?
What else is in the world happening? So you talked about Zelensky, you talked about tanks being blown up. What else am I following? Am I?
Oh, you finally hear about that black girl down in Alabama that finally confessed that her whole kidnapping shit was just a crock of doo-doo?
Didn't hear about
What's
that.
wrong? What's wrong? What is wrong?
I didn't hear about that.
Huh?
Didn't hear about that, but I did.
The one that followed, that said she had the little that had a little boy on the highway, and she pulled over, and then she went missing, and said she got kidnapped.
Nope, didn't see that.
You didn't see that one?
No, but I did see the obese, naked black woman in the grocery store who was smearing all the deli food all over her body and placing food items inside holes of her body that shouldn't have food being inserted in holes of her body. And after I saw that video, my eyes were never the same. And the sad thing is that nobody, including the police officers, was touching her because they didn't want anything to do with that. So they sat there and watched her do it until she got tired of pushing food everywhere inside of her body. I'll tell you what is wrong with people?
Here, I'm trying to
No, I didn't see about that. I honestly didn't. So what was her gain? What was she trying to gain from it?
I'm not sure. Hold on 1 second.
I am holding.
I know you are. I appreciate it. See,
Yep,
when you the tech guy, the video guy, the audio guy. I'm the tech, the audio, and the video. All right.
Custodian, the makeup.
Yeah, I'm in a job you have, man.
Yeah.
But I get it done though. I get it done. Here we go. This is the recap. This is the latest.
Kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. Those were among the first words read aloud during a Monday news conference as authorities in Alabama delivered an update to the case of Carly Russell. This morning, an elaborate kidnapping story that made national headlines for days has officially been dismissed as a hoax, thanks to a new statement from 25-year-old Carly Russell's lawyer, admitting there was no kidnapping. The statement read by police.
My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself.
Russell's story began on this Alabama highway when she called 911 to report a child walking alone.
Okay. What is he wearing?
It's a white T-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper.
When police showed up, Russell was gone. Her car left behind. 2 days later, she returned home on foot, claiming she'd been abducted by a man and a woman and was able to escape. But suspicions were quickly raised when police revealed she had done Google searches for Amber Alerts and the movie Taken before her alleged disappearance.
The sad thing is that, again, there were so many people that were involved, took this thing very, very seriously.
Her lawyer's new statement did not provide any details on Russell's whereabouts during those 2 days. Her boyfriend recently asked people to consider Russell's mental health, telling the New York Post, "I know what it seems like. Just stop bullying on social media." Authorities now considering whether to charge Russell, and they're also calculating how much this hoax cost them in resources.
It was all hands on deck, and we don't have a dollar figure yet, but we're certainly working towards getting one.
You better believe they working on getting one. You better believe they working. So, okay. So, rewind. Here we have a young black African American woman who claimed that she was on the freeway and spotted a 4-year-old toddler walking. Now, the one thing that triggered me when I heard the story was, you mean to tell me you're the only one calling this in? That's what I thought first. I'm like, so here you are, black girl, ain't no white people concerned about this little white baby walking out on the freeway. You American Idol. You America's hero. So that struck me odd. The second thing that struck me was she left her vehicle on the side of the road. Stopped. I hate to say it, but I tend to think that she really might have mental issues. And
I missed a part. Did she say that she was abducted by 2 white people?
Yeah, she said she was abducted by a white man with red hair.
Okay, so was she trying to start a racial thing?
Well, I don't know. I don't know because, you know, they say she came walking home 2 days later.
And
I mean, she's been around long enough to where she watched another 48 Hours, CSI, and all that shit. She knew eventually shit was going to come around.
Was the baby supposed to be white or?
Yeah, white baby, toddler about 4 years old, I mean, listen to the phone call. I mean, she literally called 911, yo. She literally called 911. Now, maybe, and this is why I said she probably got some mental issues, in my opinion. That's why I'm not gonna give her both barrels, because I'm thinking these are some irrational choices, some things that the average person, you know, just don't do. I don't know. She definitely needs to have a medical evaluation, in my opinion.
That's always the first thing you don't do, is to get a mental evaluation before they throw them in prison.
Maybe she wanted attention. Wasn't getting the attention she wanted. But that's some extreme stuff to go through. I mean, she could have just left her car on the side of the road. So obviously she wanted people to come look for her. She didn't want to come up too missing. I mean, she could have just left her car on the side of the road, and then people would have really got freaked out. Nobody would have known nothing. See, but she made the call in hopes. That's like you jumping off the bridge, then you scream after you jump. Just jump and be quiet.
Speaking of jumping off bridges, did you see the news video of the dude who robbed a Uber on a busy ass 2-tier bridge, right? And for whatever reason, he decided to escape from the Uber driver's car. He's stuck on the bridge, so he's on the railing of the bridge, a 2-tier bridge. He's on the second tier, right? And I don't know if he thought he was going to be jumping into the river below him, but he decided to jump off the railing of the bridge onto the bottom rail on the bottom tier and shattered both of his legs, dude.
He thought he was going to make the water, huh?
That's what I'm thinking his thought process was. He's going to hit the water. Yeah, he did hit the water.
He went feet first, all right.
He went feet first. I bet that hurt for a second.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'd rather just die on impact or have to deal with my kneecap up to my chin. I don't know. It seems kind of painful. It seems kind of painful. It seems kind of painful. But you know, Mr. Randy, it's just the times we're living in. How's everybody doing? How's the boogeyman doing? The boogie with the bull man. Everybody good on that end of the world? I'm still waiting to hear back from some people. There's supposed to be some good things coming down the pike on different channels, on different avenues. But you know, I don't never know until it actually happens. But what I do know for sure,
yeah, unfortunately,
we're in a terrible place, right? We're in a terrible place right now. I mean, when I don't know. I watch it. I'm sure there are other Americans that watch it, so they'll understand what I'm talking about. Randy, when you really have to sit back and take in and this is not my opinion. This is actual and factual. When you have to literally take in the level of dishonest politicians and the level of corruptness, it's not the point of them doing it, but it's them doing it at will. I know McCarthy comes out and say we're going to impeach, but like I said earlier, a little bit ago, what's impeaching Joe Biden really going to do? What is getting rid of the Biden family really going to do? Joe Biden never implemented a policy probably in his life. Policies are driven by governments. They're represented by presidents. Did y'all understand that? Policies are made and driven by governments. They're represented through and by presidents. And if you had any doubt, you just sit back and you watch this specimen of a man deteriorating before our eyes. And ask yourself, capable of controlling a PlayStation joystick, let alone running the greatest country in the world? Go ahead, Randy, your spot, and then we're going to wrap it up.
I agree with you. We cannot blame Joe Biden, for the status of this nation. Okay? He cannot be blamed for what is happening. Okay? When he first went into this 3.5 years ago, okay? 3.5 years ago, he really didn't have the state of mind of a cognitive person. He might have had a couple memory cells that are still firing. I wouldn't say firing on all 12 cylinders or 9 cylinders, however many are in an engine. You can tell I don't work on cars. But he wasn't firing on all cylinders, okay? But he wasn't totally, dead in the water. There was someone behind him, and not his wife. His wife was there to take him by the arm or the hand to guide him through the doorways and down the hallway, maybe to dress him, maybe to clean up his hiney when he had his accidents. And we know he had his accidents because we could hear him farting and carrying on and making his, I shit myself comments. And we heard them, okay? The people immediately around him who were correcting him. And as she progressed throughout the 3.5 years, who did the teleprompters, who did the posties, the squares, the stars, the Easter Bunny. So we know he is not in charge. So who is? I am saying that the person in charge is not Hillary, okay? Obama, maybe. I'm thinking it's just a money man, okay? But the point of it is, who can we blame for the status of this country? I don't know. But the point of it is, by impeaching Joe, it gets him out of the White House. It gets his wife out of the White House. It gets his handlers out of the White House, which means remove the person who was pulling the strings. Kamala comes in. Now, she might have similar or the same handlers who are going to tell her how to finish the 1.5 years out. But if she is part of that whole package of how Joe got into the White House to start with, which was the theft of the 2020 election, which hopefully McCarthy and his gang can continue to find the rest of the story, she's out of the picture as well. And that should take us up to the 2024 election. It's just a matter then at that point is how do we clean out those damn machines? I won't say I have lost all hope for a good, clean election. I don't know. But
you know what, though? Man.
What are you going to say?
It don't even, Randy, it don't even come down to the elections. Because I'm just going to throw it into the basket with what we see Biden doing. As far as I'm concerned at this point, a election that doesn't come out how the world and the nation wants it to come out and comes out a different way it goes back to my prior statement. America, what are you going to do? Damn! I ain't vote for this. I didn't vote for this. I didn't vote for it. I didn't vote for it. I didn't vote either for it. I didn't vote for it. Man, can y'all believe what's going on? Man, can y'all believe this? Man, can y'all believe this? And I'll be on the airways talking about. So here we are sitting, whatever 2024, 25, whatever, talking about America. Well, you know what? If Americans, if this shit do go sideways, and I'm just saying, hypothetically, if this shit does go sideways, and let's just hypothetically say that the 78% of the people that think we're going in the wrong direction decide that they want to go back in the other direction, and the votes just don't add up. America. What are you going to do? Are we still going to be sitting, if I'm allowed to be sitting here on the airwaves talking about it? What are we going to do? Oh, well, we had to watch them do Trump the way they did, and then we had to sit through everything that man, he rest in peace, Joe Biden did, him and his family. But now we sit at another juncture of corruptness. Am I going to be sitting here talking about how we battle the unjustly stuff that we thought was done in 2024? Is that going to be the new topic? Because it all comes down to the simple question. See, and I really believe deep down inside, for some reason, American people think they don't have a voice. They have been stifled to the point where they got them scared as shit. I was raised to be scared of two people. God and my grandmother. That's it. God and my grandmother. Those are the only two people I was ever raised to be scared of.
I hear that.
But it seems,
I hear that, my friend,
that this administration has America sitting back watching episodes of Jerry Springer going on right now. America. And I don't think this is just my opinion. This is our country. Stand up. Stand. Do you think Donald Trump would really go and try to lead a revolution that is unjust and criminal? And no, that's not his energy. So if he's encouraged you in the past to stand up and make your voice peacefully heard, if not now, when? Y'all see the Biden shit going on. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. I mean, everything else is just icing on the cake. The nail has been in the coffin. It's not going to change until we change. Like I said, yeah, McCarthy and them, yeah, they might impeach Joe Biden. But that's not the real culprit.
it's not that bad.
It's the ones that allowed Joe Biden to be out there front and center that we got to be focused on. Man. That's how the Dems think about it. To them, the Joe Bidens come and go, but they think their agenda is going to go on forever. Randy, I don't know. I don't know at the end of the day. What I don't know. I don't know. We sit back and we have to watch. We sit back. There is no other. It's like a police officer just, hey, John, yeah, you see that guy walking into the bank with the AR? Sure. Yo, pass me the coffee. Yo, are these grape or jelly jam donuts? Hey, John, he's just going out the door. He's going in the bank. I know. You got any creamer back there, buddy? Got any? And he just takes off, and he's like, well, shit, it's almost time to clock out. What are you going to do tonight, buddy? It's like,
It's funny because, my wife and I, a couple weeks back, we watched 7 years of Adam 12 in like 3 or 4 weeks. We just loved it. We just went through it, right?
That's my show.
And then we're doing Dragnet, right? There's 8 seasons in Dragnet. We're on 3 seasons. And so it started, I think it was like 1967, we're at 1969. And I liked it because it starts off with, a little bit of storyline that goes into the story of the day. And there are 2 stories. And it starts off with, how, they did dress, whether they did casual, the proper and so forth. And it goes through the, how, the generations changes, right? The respect for each other and so forth. And it went from respect to the police, yes, officer, no officer, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, to now here we are. We're in the fastest pig, the pig, and the disrespect, and we're in the drug scenes and so forth. And now it's, the police officers have to respond differently. They can't do this. They can't touch they can't use certain forces. They can't use certain restraints. And it's amazing how back in '69, how the police response on how they can apprehend the criminal and what they have to do to respond is actually not what we're seeing again today, and how they can respond and use handcuffs or use restraints or use physical force. And it's like, the store owners are being robbed and so forth. And why can't you arrest them for that? Well, we can't because certain things have to be done, and we didn't see this and you didn't see that, and we can't.
Bro, society has gone crazy. So now, and you have another lady that's going through this, and I'm sure you heard about it. I mean, you can't even stop people from robbing the store anymore. This lady, she worked at Walmart, I guess, and she said she just snapped because she just got tired of people stealing, and she didn't even touch the person. She was just holding the cart. And she lost her job, bro. She lost her job, and it just cuts to the core of where our society is going, because I think about her. I think about her having to pay bills, and hopefully, I'm sure, and I'm hoping that, Americans, we seem to come through for people who have been victimized. And I'm hoping that, through GoFundMe or whatever, that she's she can, have some type of, help. But for her to put her life on the line and then get trashed like that, and it's not just her. Like I said, it's happened before. We've heard about it before, but I feel so bad for those people.
Well, it's like the other Walmart person who tried And in a way, I can understand, these store owners, especially larger ones, they don't want their employees, getting in the way of their, they'd rather take the loss of merchandise as opposed to what happened to that one employee who tried to stop the theft and got stabbed in the process. You know, so now the owner of the store has to consider, do we pay for the expenses of this employee's medical expense? And to be honest with you, I don't think they're going to, because I know Walmart, just like other major retailers, have a very strict do not interfere, do not stop them, do not attempt to stop them, just let them do
But
what they're.
don't they understand? And once again, these are things that make me think. Even oh god, even with the good intentions that they have, or try to say they have, don't they understand that they then breed a culture of robbers and thieves, and they have to understand, they have to know that some way, somehow, you're developing a culture of robbers, because they're getting the sense to where I can just go rob and steal, and I'm not gonna have no consequences. So yeah,
William,
you might want it to be nice. On one hand, they don't want the customers
William,
to get involved.
William, you don't understand. These are Democrat-controlled cities where this happens the most. Okay, the Democrat-controlled cities have laws on record that an individual can steal up to $999. Okay, and you can get away with it. You won't be stopped. You won't be arrested. Okay. And the store's owners understand that these people I can walk into a Walmart today and I can walk out with $999 in merchandise, and they cannot stop me, and I cannot be arrested. Tomorrow I can go back into Walmart and I can walk out with $999 in merchandise again and again and again and again and again, because that's the way the laws are built. The Democrats don't give two shits about their merchandiser. Okay,
They don't.
That's just what it is.
They don't.
Okay?
I tell you what. It's like that everybody's getting on that Jason Aldean for his song "Won't Happen in a Small Town." I tell you right now, people in my community, they love me, and so they good people. But I tell you right now, I don't care if you black or white, Hispanic or whatever. You go into my food city, you go into my grocery store, and you try to walk out with a bag of groceries, just a bag. Oh, somebody gonna say so. Oh, you not go. Oh, somebody gonna say something to you, and if you just so happen to go and make it out the sliding open doors and get to the parking lot, and you're in the middle of I can't even see it getting to the point where you're not approached by customers in the store. But if you for somehow make it to the parking lot and a single employee is trying to prevent you from stealing something, I can almost guarantee, because at any given time, there's some people in that parking lot. You're not getting out of that parking lot. So Jason Aldean was right. This shit ain't happening here, bro. It ain't gotta be $90. Just try to walk out with a damn gallon of milk and loaf of bread or whatever. You ain't getting away. Now you might have to explain yourself after the. Well, I ain't got no food at home. All that. Okay, well, we'll get CPS to the house, and you can explain it to the judge when we get to your court date.
Well, let me ask you this: your small town, is it primarily like a Republican, a conservative town?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yep.
Okay.
I live in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Yes. They don't talk that. They don't talk that trying to. I'm in Marshall Blackburn territory. We don't play that shit here. Along with a lot of other places like West Virginia. Don't let Joe Manchin fool you. Them West Virginians, boy, they don't play. Kentuckians, they don't play. Georgians. Notice when you hear, only time you hear about Georgia, they talking about the black population. They'll never give you all the big overall picture of Georgia. Georgia ain't all about that shit. That's why they try to keep you tuned into the inner cities where the black folk are. It is what it is. It's what we go through. Well, I appreciate you. We're hitting 2-hour mark.
Yeah,
Didn't know I was going to go that long, but when you got great company such as Randy's genealogist Rose, like I said, make sure you look them up. It ain't where you're at, it's where you're from. And if you want to know that, do your due diligence. Get with him. He'll be more than happy to help you out. And yo, he even helps out broke people. So don't let being broke be a reason why you can't figure out who your peeps be. That's what I be doing. I was supposed to get my family lineage done, but I'm a procrastinator like I do in everything else. We got a thumbs up. Appreciate that. So somebody will be getting with you.
I tell you
But
what,
you got any last words for these brave Americans
I tell you
that
what,
are
folks,
out here?
he procrastinates so much he goes backwards.
No, I just got so much other stuff that I'm doing right now. I can't even name it all. I know I'm tired of being stressed out about the situation. And I'm sorry if y'all don't understand what's really at hand and what's really going on. Because you know what? I know a lot of people that's surrounded by me that don't get it. I have to go away and actually connect myself with people that get it. Because my inner circle don't get it. And one day they will. And one day a lot more people will just become as impassioned as I am about the things that are taking place, in this country. I had the pleasure of talking with somebody today and a couple of times, and a lot of people, and I won't call out no names because there's too many to go around. A lot of people really talk a good game. A lot of people really talk a good game about what they want to do, what's going on, what's happening, things of that nature. Things that they want to organize, things that allegedly have gotten started up, things that they want to go nationwide, things of that nature. So, and please like, share, subscribe, ring the bell so you can get these instant notifications. I'm not going to demean anybody. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. But out of all of these people that are talking all of these great ideas, that know so many people that contact me and say, this is going on, this is happening, I'm going to bring this, I'm going to bring that, let's do this, let's do that, can you do this, can you do that? And I always tell you, my answers are always the same. Sure. Let's do it. And I'm a podcaster, so y'all know what I'm talking about. I hold up to 10 people on my platforms. And this is what I do. So when you come to me, whether you ask me if I can get you in on a slot and you can bring guests, or whether you know some people that's looking for somebody to give them some shine time so they can get their stuff out there and this and that. All of these have come my way. full of shit. You know why I say that? Because out of all of those, nobody's ever gotten back with me and said, yo, sorry about that. So-and-so decided to do this. So-and-so decided to do that. So-and-so decided to go another way. Or we decided we wasn't going to do this. We decided we wasn't going to do that. Like I told my man earlier, I call it like I see it. Don't come at me with nothing, because I'm going to hold you to it. So instead of demeaning people, I think I've made people, if it touched you in any way, maybe it might be you. But what I'd like to do is challenge people. Those people. Because as far as I'm concerned, if I can't get us on here to talk about it, how can we even start connecting the dots? If you live in Nebraska and you got a following and you want to start following another state and you want to do this in another state and you know this person in this state who's starting something, you know, y'all don't drive to all these locations. Y'all don't get to know all of these people. Y'all, it's technology's a mother. And it still hasn't happened. And I'm talking about on a serious commitment. It doesn't always have to be a rally that everybody shows up to. Or a flag. And I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about people who call themselves leaders of a movement. Wanting to expand a movement. Wanting to connect with other movements, wanting to connect with other patriots in other states. Because like I told my man earlier, I don't see it. I'm all over social media. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not equating somebody that has a person on there and has a guest and then occasionally another guest. I'm talking about a nucleus of patriots to where we're sitting down systematically addressing issue after issue after issue, organization things that might be going on, and getting the word out to the people. And yeah, would it help benefit my podcast? Most definitely. But more importantly, it'll help benefit the so-called movement that so many people I hear are trying to be a part of or create. So once again, I challenge people. I talk to people one-on-one on an individual basis. I want to do something. Okay. Well, I got this guy from this state, this state, this state, this state, this state, and this state. Let's all get together on my platform in the lab and let's talk about how we can connect these dots and get these states working together. Ain't seen it yet. So how am I supposed to take anything else seriously? I'm tired of seeing everybody wanting to do everything on an individual basis. That gets us nowhere in the long run. Looks good. Sounds good. Gets us nowhere. I told my man, I said, you know, there's more activity going on Twitter than on these podcasts. I belong to 3 Twitter groups. Oh, man, that's all they do. We don't get to sit and talk face to face or nothing, but people are engaged in real political conversations, whether it's from the J6ers, whether it's from the Biden administration or whatever, Ukraine war. That's how we get shit started. Let's start with a conversation. So if you out there and you know somebody that wants to know, y'all know what I'm talking about already. And I'm not talking about something just every other day. Let's start something and see it through. Can I get some committed, dedicated patriots? Because you know what? And this is the key. In order to do this, you really got to make time. It really has to be a priority in your life. So if it ain't for you, okay. But if you're that patriot that says, you know what, damn, what can I do? Damn, I got a voice. I got something to say. What? I can't get one in 6, 7 different states that we can commit to saying, you know what? United we stand, divided we fall. Let's do this. And who knows, maybe we'll change the name from the lab to something else. But can we get a round table of that? I told my man, I said I can turn on to my man's and stuff on YouTube. Of course, you know, it's stuff that I don't roll with. It's all hood stuff, gang stuff like that, other stuff. But you know what? They still grinding. They still got 10, 12 people waiting in the back green room, waiting to get on their shit. Still got 25,000K following, watching and shit like that. I'm like, wow. People really care about the streets that much? I can't get 4 or 5 people to sit up here and have a serious damn conversation about what's going on in our society. So it lets me know where it's at. I just call it like I see it. Before we wrap up, the floor is yours, Randy the Mr. Genealogist Rose.
I just want to, I close almost all the broadcasts I, show up on every once in a while. It's, it's the same thing. And that is family is important. History is important. What makes genealogy and ancestry very important. What's going on over this, use Ukraine, as an example. Cities are being destroyed, towns being destroyed, the little villages in between are being destroyed, which means their history is being destroyed. Churches are being destroyed. Just recently, one of their big churches, the dome was hit by, initially it was being described as a Russian missile hit it. Turns out, no, it was Ukrainian anti-missile backfire did the damage to the church. So their history is being wiped out. Hopefully, the people are keeping their Bibles safe, because a lot of times the older people will keep the family history inside their Bibles, inside the pages. They'll write stuff. But folks, history is very important. Family history is very important. When your moms, your dads, your grandparents pass away, that's a huge part of your personal history. And, maybe not, I don't know if it happens in your family, but every once in a while people say, what did Grandpa do during World War II? What did Grandma do when Grandpa was away at the war? Well, you know what? Your grandmother, she went to work at the local factory down the street. She was building tanks. No, that grandma, she was. Yeah, she was. I got the pictures to prove it. And you dig out the old photograph album. There she is, carrying away, drilling away, bolting away. But all kidding aside, the family history is important. Just recently, I got the Confederate flag behind me because I do have ancestors who fought for the South. And right now, my friends, my Confederate friends, they're up in arms because, can you believe, one person walked down the sidewalk in a cemetery and saw a tombstone dedicated to the horse of General Lee and threw a fit that there was a tombstone to General Lee's horse, and forced the people to tear up this tombstone. That's how horrible things have gotten. Say what you will about history, good and bad. It's there. Things can be said on both sides, left and right, up and down. But it's part of how it's happened. It will continue to happen. if we don't learn from it. And if we erase the history, we erase the ability to learn from what has happened in the past. So, if you want to learn about your family history and where your folks were and how they came to be, a friend of mine on Facebook, Mindy Esposito, Mindy Wilcoxon, she goes by different names. She just learned that her ancestor was related to, she's related to Roy Rogers. That's right, the singing cowboy. So I just let her know that she is related to the singing cowboy Roy Rogers, and she's tickled pink. So reach out to me. I'm cheap. I should say inexpensive. That sounds better. Let's talk. Let's see where I can go for you to see what it took for your people to get to here, to get to you. That all roads lead to home genealogy. And that's it for me. I got to get going.
I appreciate you for tuning in and coming into the lab as always. And hey, I would love. I was just getting a little brain thing here. I would love to have. I would love to have about 4 or 5 people on the panel, and everybody bring their own expertise to the table and how it pertains. Because you touched on something that is just, I never thought about it. Genealogy also has it kind of intertwines with history. Whether it be historical buildings, statues, because it goes back to the relations with people. And if they start taking those things away, how can people of past generations, if you get to know it, identify with things that have been eliminated from society? So I'd like to find somebody on different topics that can touch people. But yeah, if you're out there and if you're into that genealogy thing and you want to know more, if you're into the astrology thing, I gotta find somebody who's into. I'm coming across people who do things off the stars and the moon and the earth and stuff. So I'm trying to find a patriot who can relate that to things that are going on, different avenues. Hey, in the meantime, until the next time, you never know. I didn't have a show last night because, you know what? I didn't have a show. When you do your own show, you ain't got to have a reason. Unless you're got to be accountable to somebody. But that's what I want to do. I want to have a round table. Let's see if we can do it, make it happen. Because, hey, we might have to ride this thing into the election time. And like I said, I pray it's nothing like the first go around, because if it is, and I said this a couple of times in the show, if it is America, what you gonna do? All right, we are out. Appreciate you. Have a great afternoon, Randy Genealogist Rose, and always feel free to bring a friend. So, people, patriots, in the meantime, in between time, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, deuces, we are out from the lab.